But yeah, and then, mass adoption, guys, literally is just now happening. Like it's finally gone mainstream, but it still has a lot more to go. And what I mean by that is it's mainstream, but it's got like, you know, a lot of money still has to pour into it. And I mean, there's a lot more banks that are going to get in. There's a lot more of your bigger JP Morgans, your bigger companies that are still going to dump money in. They've already dumped a ton, but it's finally started, right? This is what we've been waiting for, guys. So we have been in crypto for all these years prior to taking advantage on building our wealth. We're finally, for the first time ever in history, we are ahead of your top dogs. We're ahead of your banks. We're ahead of those big institutions and big ass companies because we've been it. They're just now adopting it. So that's why it's so powerful right now. And people sit there and say, "Oh, I'm too late." What? You better open your eyes up. You ain't too late. You're here at the right time, And I always try and tell people that, and it's like, man, let me break it down to you because you're not, too late, And then I break it down, and they're just like, whoa, like, wow. And it's just, some people just don't fully understand crypto, But once they finally do, they're like, oh my goodness, you ain't lying. Guys, think about it. Your bank's only giving you, if you're lucky, right? If you're lucky, a full percent per year. Most of them are giving you between 0.5 and 0.8, right? A year. Guys, we get that per hour, for Christ's sake. I mean, we're grabbing anywhere between 3 to 5% daily. Like that's the minimum we grab daily. Think about that. Right? Do that just 3% a day for all year long. I mean, guys, that's huge, right? But that's what can be done in this space. And that's why it's so important to learn the skill set. And that's why it's blessing so many people. Well, blessing the ones who do learn it, because it is very, very rewarding to be able to wake up, open your phone up or open your laptop up, work for an hour and make 10 grand. Literally, that's what we do. We don't, once you learn it, you don't have to stare at the charts all day. You're able to get up, put your trades in, and go about your day. And that's it. So we're going to have a lot of fun here, ladies and gentlemen. I tried DuckDuckGo, but I was never able to find any. DuckDuckGo, yeah, is the best one out there. Google's corrupt. I don't use Google no more. Remember, guys, for those that are awake, for those that are part of our woke family, for those that are awake of what's going on in the world, you know that Google is corrupt. So I will not favor the deep state. I will not favor the cabal. I will not favor the swamp. So, yeah, I don't use Google. Nope. But yeah, DuckDuckGo is the best out there. It's just duckduckgo.com, man. And you make it, I make it my browser. So when I click my internet, it's not going to bring Google up. It brings me right to my DuckDuckGo. But yeah, it's just like Google, just way better. Oh yeah, Sarah, they're beyond corrupt, right? Hopefully you guys are in my awakening chat. If you're not, let me know. I'll give you the link. But yeah, you guys will be amazed on what's really going on in this world. And that's why I like doing that as well, because we need to wake as many people up as we can, because they really are trying. It's called depopulation, family. You got to really understand what's going on out there. It's a fight between bad or evil and good, and that's flat out. But what I can tell you is the good has won. We have defeated the evil, and now it's all going to start playing out. It's a movie. Get your popcorn. That's all I can say. Yeah, let me get you guys the link real quick. You should all be there. I posted the link in the trade chat and told everybody, for those who, are awake or want to know what's really going on in the world, let me know and join this chat. How many of us here know that COVID's not COVID? How many of us really here understand that masks do nothing but kill you? Right? How many, there's just so much, guys, and I don't want to get into it on this call, but there's another time and place for that. But definitely get in this chat, guys. There's a lot of information in there for y'all. Really open your eyes up. to what's really going on. But now that that's out the way, let's go ahead and get back to these charts. Understand that, Joe Biden, he's dead. He's been executed. And you guys are probably like, yeah, I'm just being honest, guys. The one you see on TV, it's called a clone. It's called an actor. All right. So, Avalanche, guys. Avalanche, right? Avalanche is another project. I mean, I am very, very bullish on. If you guys don't own any of that, I would, I'd get yourself some Avalanche. Very bullish project, long-term project. So, you're not going to buy Avalanche and get rich in a week, but you will buy Avalanche and get massive gains over the next 18 to 24 months. I can definitely tell you that. There's just so much, guys. There's over 13,000 different cryptos. So just think about that for a second. There's 13,000 different cryptos, right? So as we know, there's a lot of them that are terrible, right? Absolutely junk. We would never even think about investing in. There's coins out there that are scams. Believe it or not, there are scam coins. And why that's able to happen is because you are in a decentral. I mean, crypto is it's ran by the people, for the people, by the people. So any scammer can go and create a coin, right? And pump and dump it. We see it all the time, right? That's why you do your due diligence. And that's why we don't invest in pump and dumps. That's why we don't invest in, shit coins. We make sure there's a use case. We make sure it's really doing something for the world. There's just so much that goes behind it. What coins to invest in and what coins not to invest in. You know what I'm saying? And that's just, I love it. I could sit here for hours, guys, researching, and it's just what I love to do. So when I had trading offered to me, I was just like, I was in heaven. Like, yeah, this is what I need. And I took it and ran with it. So, and here I am, right? But let's get back to the, I just want to touch on crypto real quick first, guys, before we hopped into the Forex markets. But yeah, there's going to be a lot. I'm getting caught up in the chat here. Give me a sec. I love the link. Okay, yeah, I gave it to you. There it is there. Cool. Yeah, you're welcome, Sarah. So yeah, but understand that we are going to have a lot of fun, ladies and gentlemen, right? With the crypto space. It's going to be a ride, right? And we're going to have a lot of fun. So, and a lot of money will be made, right? No income claims, but guys, we're going to make some money. You just got to stick with it, right? Stick with us, pay attention. Give me 1 second. I'm going to run to the fridge and get me an iced tea and we'll get started. You got a drink, bud? Here you go. Here's your water. Okay. All right.
Wait, where's my TV that will you help me find this thing with Brian?
Yeah, I will, but Daddy's live right now. Can you go in the bedroom? It's on the bed.
But I can't.
Okay, give me 1 second.
It's orange and clear.
So we got, I know, bud. We'll find it. I promise.
I'm trying to tell you what it looks like.
Okay.
It's green and orange, and it's green and orange. No, it's orange and clear, and it's the shape as a lunchbox.
Okay. All right. Speaking of Avalanche, this one just, perfectly, right, guys? Literally pulled back, wicked right into our zone, activated our order, and that thing just immediately straight to profit. We had no drawdown, and that thing was instant blue, and it smashed all 4 TPs. Beautiful, beautiful setup. The fib sauce plays out perfectly once again. So, guys, some of you are trying to learn the fib sauce, but you're not quite understanding when to run the fib and the highs and lows, right? You got to understand when you run the fib, you have to understand that some, certain pairs, depending on, when you're actually on the charts, right? You could be on the charts now with me, or you could be on the charts later this evening or whatever, right? not all pairs, like not every chart you look at is going to be ready for the fib. And what I mean by that is, you know, when you're in the middle of a move, like let's just say that you were in a bullish move, it has not created a high yet, right? So you can't run the fib, right? You're in the middle of a move. So you must understand, in order to run that fib, you have to have an established low and an established high. And I don't mean the overall, I'm talking about the most recent. So for example, like right here, you're in a clear uptrend, right? The most recent low is where? Right here, right? That's the most recent low. And if this, let's just say this is the high, which I don't think it is going to go higher. Let's just say this was. Well, then you'd run it to your high, which would be right here, right? But sometimes you're in the middle of a move and you don't have that established high yet, or vice versa. If you're selling, you don't have that established low yet. You have it in the past, but remember, we're looking for that very next move. So that's why we run it from the most recent high to the most recent low, or the most recent low to the most recent high. Okay. Always just remember that. That's very key. It's very key. Okay. I mean, I'm sure you guys can see in the Telegram. I mean, guys, this yes, it's being recorded, but the strategy is just simply amazing, guys. I mean, just over the last 2 weeks, the amount of pips we've gotten is just insane. And it's just being patient and just waiting for price to respect our zones. That's all it is, right? So, like I said, guys, we're looking at gold here. We caught every bit of this, right? Run up. And in my opinion, it's going to come back down now, right? Maybe not all the way down, but it's going to come back. I like for it to fill in this imbalance right here and possibly this imbalance right here. Okay. So you got two imbalances right here that needs to be filled in. So it's definitely going to drop and fill in this one up top, right? Will it continue to fall and fill this one in as well? I don't know, but I'll definitely know that it's definitely going to come right back down to here and fill that in. So if we were to, oh, this ain't avalanche. What the hell is this? Why is this on here? This is gold. Hold on, guys. The hell is that about? Oh, I took the markup off. But yeah, we caught, as you can see, this run here is what we caught. But let's go back to gold. All right. So I'm gonna going to erase the markup here because obviously this is right done. We successfully smashed this one. Let's remove. Now, why is this? Can I get this to go somewhere? Hold on, guys. There we go. All right. So if we were to run gold here, right? I want to know, I'm looking for the sell. So let's just, and remember, I'm on a 4-hour chart. So I'm on a higher time frame, which means the price action that you see is obviously very valid, right? The higher time frames, the more validity, right? Your 4-hour time frame is going to trump your 15, right? I mean, just saying, right? So that's what I mean by that. The higher you go, the more stronger the data is, if you will. Okay. So for example, if you caught a structure on the 15-minute, well, guess what? That structure on the 15 minutes not going to be as strong as the 4-hour. It may not even be a structure on the 4-hour, right? So I always like to mark up my overall. I want to see what's going on. So when I do drop down to say my hour or my 15-minute to take my entry, I'm only taking whatever my higher time frame's doing. So if my higher time frame's buying, when I drop to the lower time frame to get a sniper entry, I'm not taking a sell. I'm only taking buys. If my higher time frame is selling, well, guess what? Don't matter what time frame I'm on. I'm only taking sells. I'm not going to counter trend trade, right? We touched on this yesterday a little bit. Counter trend trading, I don't care if your name's Lewis, Corey, or Jay Adams. Listen, counter trend trading can get you in trouble. It's tough. They'll tell you that, right? That's why we always say, trade with the trend. The trend is your friend. His name is Ben, and he gives us Benjis, right? But you got to follow him. You can't go against him. If you go against Ben, he's not going to pay you, right? So just kind of look at it like that, right? Why is it Control Alt Shift H? Control Alt Shift H. Oh, okay, cool. And then press Alt. Well, how come it don't work? Alt? I don't know. All right, cool. So if I want to catch this sell, right, I'm going to take. Also, guys, as you can tell, if you guys aren't familiar with my candles, obviously the blue ones are bullish and white's bearish. So I'm going to run the fib. If I'm looking for the sell, right, I'm going to run this fib from high to low. Remember, when you run your fibs, you go left to right, never right to left. And who can tell me why? Who can tell me why when you run your fib, you always go left to right, not right to left. It goes left to right, right? You run it left to right. Make sense? And who can tell me in the chat why we do that? It's just because that's how the markets move, right? They don't move right to left. The markets move left to right. So we run our fib left to right. And if you don't run it left to right, you're not going to get that, you're not going to get the correct reading, right? It's just how the markets move, guys. Left to right. They don't move. You see what I mean? They're starting over here, right? And they move to the right. They move to the right. So when you run your fib, you'd start over here and you'd move to the right, from the left to the right, right? All right. So if I were to run my fib, I'm taking it from the high, which is right here, up here, right? This high right here. Oops. Right? And then I'm going to take it to this low. So left to right, bang. Okay. No. Whoops. So give me this. I want to check this out real fast. 1 second. Okay. All right. We got seller's pressure up here. Right? 786, 886, guys, right? That's going to be our supply zone, right? Now, because it hasn't made its actual move down yet. Why is it doing that? We don't have our seller's box yet. I mean, I could draw it, but remember, it has to fall. In my opinion, I don't see gold continuing up. I want to see it drop. So if we come down to that 1 hour time frame, right? As you can see, price is playing around in our supply zone. Okay. It is on the top of it, which I don't really like, right? So that's where the patience comes into play, right? We don't just get into a trade because we see it in a supplier, in a seller zone. We have to wait for that confirmation. Now, the fact that we did come up as you can see here, guys, look at this. The fact that we did come, up, we came down and we tested it perfectly, literally came back up, we broke it, but now look, we came down and now it's testing on the top, guys. It's not coming back down in. So with the bullish, but again, you have imbalance here, we have imbalance here, and that's, I'd love to say it's gonna have to come and at least fill in this up, the first imbalance, right? And if we were to say, remember what I told you, when price comes back to fill in the imbalance in the market, it's always going to come to what? At least, doesn't mean it's got to stop there, but it will come to at least 50% of the imbalance. Okay. And how you figure that out is, I'll show you in a second. Let me get caught in the chat here. Kev, I love you, but I'm going on your YouTube to watch fibs, and I'll watch them tonight after. Oh yeah, hey man, no doubt, no doubt. Wait for the high to be created. So, why is it doing this? I'm still, like I say, I don't mind traveling and being on my laptop, but man, I do miss my office. I miss my damn I miss my desktop. All right, so as you can see that, right, that there is it's showing me that this here can turn into buyer's pressure because of what's happening here. So we're gonna hang out, right? We'll be keep our eye on it, but I do like it selling to at least come and fill this in. So let's see where 50% would be. You take it from the wick to the wick, the full candle, right? Starting at the top, boom. So 50% of that imbalance is going to be right there. So we'll go ahead and put that pink line there. Okay. So if price wants to sell, it's going to have to at least come here. I see it at least filling this imbalance in. Now, it may not drop down to this one, but I really like this one. So I'm going to keep my eye on gold. And if, I get the price action I'm looking for and it confirms to the downside, I will definitely throw it in the Telegram. But like for right now, look at the 15-minute, man, it's respecting that. It may get bullish again. It may. Especially for those who know what's going on in the world with the new financial system. Well, then if you did know, it would explain what's going on with gold. And trust me, the gold's going to the moon, ladies and gentlemen. But it has to all play out. So, it's got some time before it does that. But I'm gonna keep my eye on it, right? Right now, just gonna keep my eye on it. So as we know, silver, right? Silver moves a lot slower than gold. A lot of people like silver because, what's up, buddy? You gotta go bathroom? Go ahead. Go potty. They like silver because it's a lot smoother. It's not like so volatile and sporadic and crazy. Like when silver moves, it moves. Like look, you can see, look at these moves, right? They're just very smooth. There's no, you know what I mean? Up, way down, right? You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like gold. Gold gold can be crazy. Gold can be bipolar, right? So as you guys can see, we had an equal measured move, and this is exactly what I told you guys, right? When it happened, I said, I'm gonna give you 2 TPs, but the equal measured move takes it to TP1, and then it's probably gonna have a retracement. And sure enough, that's what's going on right now. I'm not saying it can't go back up, but it is having a little retracement now. So that was a beautiful call we had on silver. But if you guys remember, this is where we were last week, pretty much. You know what I mean? We smacked TP. So it hasn't, it's a slower moving pair. Silver moves a lot slower. But it pays. It pays good, right? So remember, my strategy is only for a trending market. So the fact that silver was on this downtrend for the longest. Okay, I'm coming. And you come here to our supply zone, demand zone, and it just shot up, right? So I'd like to say that we're now in a trending market to the upside. So give me 1 second. All right, buddy. Okay. All right. So if we were to say that silver would stay bullish, right? So you can run your fib. Let me get rid of this here. Get rid of this. And you would run it now instead of from here to here. You're going to run it from here to here, right? And then we box off the 50 in the 618, right? It blocks off the 60. And the 618. Also, you come down here. Here's going to be our new demand zone, right? And right here. I'm going to remove. I'll keep that one there just in case. Because like I said, always remember, guys, even though, like, for example, this move here, right? We ran our fib. The strategy worked perfectly, right? But I like to, you don't have to, but I like to, I still keep my zone, even though like it came and it respected our buy zone perfectly and we shot out. I'll still keep this here because sometimes, previous zones can be used, in the future. So for example, when you look left and see, this buy zone here, right? You actually had it happen twice, right? There's no telling. Nothing says that when price decides to come back down here, that it's not going to respect that zone again. So I like to leave it there, until price is obviously, long gone from there, and then I remove it. But I'll keep that there just so I know. And, so it don't confuse you. You could always change a color, you could, and it could just so whatever, or you don't even have to leave, keep it there. But sometimes I like to. But I guess just so I don't confuse you guys, I can go ahead and remove it. So this is what we did. We're patient, and we want price to retrace right here into our zone, right? And for those, once you do your markup, right? You obviously you don't have to sit and stare at the chart and wait. You would set an alert. You'd come here, you'd find, the area you want to be at. You can either, do it this way. You slide your cursor all the way over to the right, and you see that plus sign right there. Just click it. And then boom, this comes up. Ask you, do you want to add an alert? Yeah. You just click add an alert. And then boom, it'll put an alert there. Now, when price comes to that area, boom, you're going to get alerted. It's going to make a noise. If it's on your computer, it's going to send an email to you. It will notify you on your phone with the app, as long as you have it. Alerts, man, alerts are very good, guys, on TradingView. You know, especially if you're waiting for price to come to a certain area, you can set those alerts and price will come, or when the price gets there, you know, it will alert you. You know, no matter if you're, you know, out and about with the fam or you are home, whatever, you'll get the alert, whether it's on your phone, you know, because you're out to dinner or whatever, or on your computer because you're at home doing whatever. You know what I mean? You won't miss the alert as long as you have it alert you on the app and the you know, computer. Me personally, I have it alert me on everything. I get the alert on the app. I get an email sent to me. I get the alert on my computer. I also have the sound on my computer where it goes beep, beep. Real, to me, it's real loud. Because I don't want to miss it, you know, especially if it's, you know, I set them before I go to bed and, you know, your area may hit at 3 a.m. Well, I don't want to miss the trade. So, you know, a lot of times I'll set alerts so I can be notified. 1 second. Are you done? Oh, wow. Okay. Make sure.
I'm not in with the
Okay, maybe we'll have a couple of more. Okay. All right. So that's you know, how you can utilize alerts, or if you don't want to, you know, scroll to the right, hit that plus sign, you know, if you're on the phone or whatever, you would just come up here on the right hand side. You see this on the right hand side? Just click the alarm clock looking thing. And then right here, you'll click the alarm clock. It'll bring you here. And then you hit the one with the plus sign, the alarm clock with the plus sign. And then you'll create your alert. It'll, you know, you can, it'll bring this up. So you see your settings, you know, probably all that good stuff. And then down here is where you click, well, how do you want notified? See, I get notified on the app. I show the pop-up. I get the email. I have it also play the sound, and I have it send me a text message. So, I mean, I get the alert, right? I don't miss them. But that's how you do alerts, guys. So you can set, you know, either way. And like I said, they are very helpful. Hey, sorry, fam, sorry we're late. No, no doubt. No worries, Ash. Glad to have you. Can you get unlimited alerts with the lowest? No. What do you mean lowest? You mean the free? The free version? I think you can only use one or three. It's either 1 or 3 alerts. Like I said, I only use the pro version. There's no need for any more than 20 alerts. You're not even going to use 20. You don't need unlimited. There's no need for it. If put it this way, Dave, if you need unlimited alerts, you're doing something wrong. Let's just say that. You're looking at way too many pairs. You got, you know what I mean? No, it's not. That's why I always tell people it's not needed. You don't need to go no higher than the pro version. No need for it, because you don't use all that stuff that they give you when you're paying the $30 and $40 a month. You only really need the $15 a month. It's called the pro level. And quite frankly, you could get by with the free version, honestly, because we don't use indicators all like that. So you don't, you know, the free version only allows 3 well, we don't even use, you know what I mean? So it's up to you guys. But if you are gonna, you know, upgrade, don't go no higher than pro. There's just no need for it. You know, it gives you 20 alerts, so you can have 20 different alerts. I mean, you should only use a few, you know, I mean, a few of those, right? You're allowed up to like 5 or 6 indicators. I mean, it's just, yeah, no need for anything higher than that. Oh yeah, and it allows you to customize your list over here. You know, what are your favorite pairs? You know, what pairs you trade. It allows you to give them different colored flags. If you notice, my cryptos are turquoise, right? My indices are purple. You know, you can do stuff like that. And then when I'm in a trade, like I'm actually in a trade, I'll turn it from orange to green. And if it's something that I'm looking at or waiting, I'll turn it from orange to blue, you know. But those options you also have with the $15 a month pro that you don't have, you know, with the free. So yeah, again, in my opinion, not needed. Just get the free or the pro version. No need to go higher than that. And like I said, pro is only $15 a month. Can't beat it, right? Can't beat it. Okay, so it is only one on the free. Okay, yeah, I thought it was either 1 or 3. But yeah, so $15 a month. I mean, guys, it's $15 we're talking, right? I mean, you're this is a skill set of a lifetime, in my opinion. Well worth $15, right? Free version instead of playing this. Yeah, cool. I've been using the free version. You only get one. Yeah. That's why I said the $15 is perfect. You're allowed up to 20 different alerts at one time. You're allowed up to 5 indicators at one time. You can have up to 2 or 3 charts at one time. Like, meaning you can split your screen. You can have multiple charts open. Yeah, it's nice. And it's like I said, it's only $15 a month. Can't beat it. All right. So that's the commodities, guys. Gold and silver. I mean, I trade US oil. I do. But as you can see, we've been in a massive uptrend, right? I'm on the 4-hour chart, guys. So this is like weeks and weeks right here. We've been in an uptrend for a good month straight. Possibly longer. Let me see. Starts here and goes to here. Wow. 90 days. We've been in this uptrend for 92 days and 19 hours. Sheesh. Now, that being said, and us being in that uptrend for that long and seeing this price action, what's going on right here, right? I probably would tell you we're looking for some sales, right? I could be wrong, but I feel like we've, hit the top possibly. And now we're going to, retrace, have some sales before we start running back up. Who knows? I haven't really been keeping my eye on oil and up to date with what's going on with oil in the, in the damn it, what's the word I'm looking for here? The politics, if you will. So I haven't traded it in probably over, I don't know. It's been a few months since I've traded it. I used to trade it all the time. Then I got away from it and I just fell in love with my cryptos and my Forex pairs that I just kind of stayed away from it. All right, let's go and check out some Forex pairs. All right. So before I start marking some stuff up, is there anything that you guys are looking at? Is there a certain pair you want me to take a look at? Is there something that you're looking at? Just feel free, drop it in the chat. We'll pull it up, take a look. And give me 1 second. I'll get my little one off the toilet. I'll be right back. Down, buddy? Okay. Everybody.
The idea here that so much of what we're doing right now is a long-term mission that preceded the COVID crisis as a recognized to a breakdown. Yeah, it's a great point. One of the reasons why you can check the record where you have better exchange between rail cars and trucks, for example, getting those containers to flow more efficiently. And of course, that's not just a matter of physical infrastructure, a lot of relationships too, especially on the trucking side. But let's be clear, the honest truth is that we're talking about the rescue of the truckers that we already have. I get so many folks their experience going up to a report and getting quick instructions about where to go and they can pick up. And since they get paid by the load, not by the hour, they really digest it. That takes the time, but it's absolutely a lot of issues to work through on the state side, not just in reports, although it's not about
Put that there. 1 second, family. Man, come on. All right, sorry guys. Okay, so if we, I have my mine organized to, like, if you see up here, there's a few pairs here, and then I have all of them listed here. So these here, these are my pairs, if you will, the ones I trade, and then up here, these are like your off pairs, the pairs that I don't necessarily trade all the time, but occasionally I do because there's a good setup, right? And also these are mainly the slower moving pairs, excuse me, as well in my off pairs list. Okay. 1 second. Okay, so if we were to look at the DXY, guys, we checked this out last night, and I showed you guys how bullish, right? It was bullish. We broke through, right? This is this zone here, this box, and this box. If you can see, the dollar has been pinging and ponging back and forth for, I mean, forever, right? We finally just broke through here last week before the markets closed. We took out these highs over here, right? So we took out the equal highs, okay? And there's a zone right here. If you see this blue box here, there's a zone. Why is that color? There we go. This is the next area that price is going to struggle, meaning the dollar should shoot up to at least the bottom of this. It may turn around before then, but I don't see anything that's in the way, right? Nothing's stopping it until it gets to this zone here. So I see the dollar staying bullish until at least we hit the bottom of this zone right here. So with knowing, you know, why the DXY matters so much is because there are so many pairs, you know, in the markets that are affected by the dollar. So, for example, if the dollar is bullish, any pair that has the dollar as the first currency, like USD JPY, USD CHF, USD whatever, if the dollar is the first currency, then more than likely you're going to be looking for buys, right? If the dollar is the second currency, like right here, AUD USD, GBP USD, you're going to be looking for sells. Does that make sense, family? Remember, it's always the first pair of the currency. I mean, the first currency of the pair that makes the difference when it comes to the currency strength. Okay. So for example, like I said, the dollar's bullish. If the pair has the dollar first, you're looking for buys. If it's a pair that has the dollar second, even though you're bullish on the dollar, you're looking for sells because it's, you know, it's the second currency. Does that make sense? If it makes sense, yeah, drop me some 7. I just want to make sure you guys understand the, you know, the currency strength, how it works. Plays a big part. You know, I've had some people, you know, that didn't know that, and they just look at the DXY, they see it's bullish, and they just trade everything that has the dollar in it bullish. They don't care if it's the first or second. They're just trading it by. I'm like, oh no. They're just buying everything. So it's, you know, there's always a method to the madness, right? All right, cool. You guys got that. Awesome. Let me see here. Can we get the? I saw that. Okay. Maybe I should have plenty of alerts. I haven't used it. One. Okay. Got that. All right. Cool. We're caught up in chat. So let's take a look at some. Let's take a look at Euro USD. So this played out beautifully. I threw this. I showed you this one last night as well. And it's still dropped. I could have gave you guys a TP4 and it would have smacked. But again, we're not greedy, right? We're not greedy. We secured the pips. And, you know, that was plenty, right? Now, for those who, if you go on the day chart, right? If you look on a day chart, look at this. Euro USD has been in just a massive downtrend for 166 days. I mean, guys, we have been waiting for this thing to hit its bottom, and it just keeps going lower and lower. It's crazy, right? Why? Because the dollar is just bullish. It's been bullish. I just showed you the DXY. You saw it's been bullish for how long? So now you can kind of see that correlation, right? Euro USD is selling because the dollar is bullish, right? So, you know, I'm not going to go against the dollar index, but I am going to tell you that, I mean, I'm looking for this thing to hit its bottom, for Christ's sake. This was the bottom. Look, I'll show you guys. Right? That wasn't it. Then we thought, this may be it. That wasn't it, right? And then here we are, and we are right here now, right? Could this be it? Because as you can see, we are unstructured. There's a ceiling. It acts as the ceiling and the floor. So we'll see, but that's what we're seeing right there on Euro USD, okay? Crystal's in the building. Hey, how you been? Where the heck you been? Hope you're doing well. All right. So if I drop down to the 1 hour on Euro USD, okay, we still have a strong supply zone up here, okay, where we know sellers are hanging out, okay? Now, prices, you know, it has yet to come in and even test that area, right? So we don't know how strong. We won't know until price, you know, tries to go there and break through it. And as you can see, price beautifully reacted off beautiful. Now, I was looking for another run up to this zone before it did take off, which we didn't get, but that's okay. So with that being said, right, let's go ahead and erase all the TPs. All right. I just want to run this on the hour real quick. Give me 1 second. All right. Balance in the market. Yeah, I'd like to see, I want to see it pull, but definitely it's got to pull back before it continues to sell. If we look at it, That if you look and see the 50, this 50 and the 618 guys, look where it comes to. I mean, literally, it comes to the imbalance to a T, right? So to the freaking T, right? Oops, that's where the imbalance is. So with that being said, let's move. I'm going to move these just a tad. And that's what we're looking at. Okay. I need price to pull back. Again, it doesn't have to, right? But 90% of the time, guys, it respects the areas, right? I mean, Fibonacci is just powerful. Now, I do want to teach you guys there's another strategy that my personal team and I incorporate. And it's good to have. It's good to know. It's very easy, but it's just good to know. It's good to have on the back burner. It's good to just, know that you have a another strategy, right? Because sometimes, you can get a look on the fib, right? Using the fib strategy, but if you use the other one, you don't even have a setup. And then vice versa. There's times where you run the other one and you have a beautiful setup, but then when you run the fib, you're like, where's my setup? It's not ready yet, but it is ready versus using the other. So I'm going to show a little bit of that later in the week. Like I said, today's our last day. We leave tonight. We hit the road. I think we're going to try and hit the road around like 4 in the morning. And then we're going to drive straight. So I should be getting back home. I don't know, somewhere around like 1, 2 in the afternoon, 3 p.m. maybe tomorrow. And once I'm back and in my office, we can really get down to business, if you will. All right, bullish dollar seems counterintuitive to what's happening in the U.S. economy. Just a thought. What do you mean by that, Forrest? That's what these markets are. They go off of the U.S. economy. Everything does. I mean, everything, right? That's what this is. You're basically, you're like, how to put this? So these markets are based off of the economy. I mean, basically, yes, it's based off of politics and the economy and the banks. That's it. Now, for those of us who know what's going on in the world, that's why I keep saying to everybody, things are going to change. I'm telling you right now, things are going to change. And that's why I've been getting everybody so crypto ready, because don't be surprised if some of the Forex gets taken out. I'm telling y'all, don't be surprised, And, the stock market, it's crashing. Trust me when I tell you that too. It's going to crash. Does that mean it's crashing for good? No, it'll come back, but it's crashing. It's going to have one hell of a crash. Okay. So just be aware. The new financial system that is going to, it's going to be pretty wild, guys. Like I say, it'll shock a lot of people. They have no clue, a lot of people don't even have a clue that it's even happening or that it's already happened, but supposedly, like I said, it's all going to be in place and active before Christmas. So that's not too far away. So, we'll see. We'll see if it happens. But you wouldn't necessarily put a settlement order in. You could, yeah. Like I say, so here's how it is, right? When it comes to this fib strategy, guys, and this is what I was explaining to somebody else earlier that was asking me. 1 second, bud. You'll get so good at it that you'll be able, you won't have to wait for that, confirmation. You'll be able to know, like, all right, cool. I'm put my limit, my pending order is going to go there. If price hits there, it's going to activate me and we're going to fall to this, you'll know. Whereas now and newer and just learning it, you kind of have to, take baby steps. But the more and more you do it, the more comfortable you get with the fib, the more comfortable you get with understanding, the strategy, you're going to get to the point where you're going to just be, lights out, 80% plus accuracy and things are going to be great. That's how powerful Fibonacci is, but it does take practice. So you could, but I like to tell people, don't really do pending orders until you fully, grasp the fib sauce. Okay. But yes, you could. So the significance of the 50, it's not just the 50, it's the 50 and the 618. It's called the golden zone when it comes to the markets. I don't care what market you're looking at. I don't care if it's a stock market. I don't care if it's indices, commodities, Forex, crypto. If it's a chart, if it has a chart and it's tradable, these zones matter. Fibonacci, it's not, it has to do nothing with a chart. It's strictly, it's strictly about Fibonacci, right? It's a numbers thing, if you will, right? There's certain retracements, right, that happen. As we know, price only can do what? Two things, right? It goes up and it goes down. So basically there's just a market full of retracements, right? That's all that happens. Well, what Fibonacci does is it allows you to pinpoint these retracements in the market. So over years and years and years and years of back testing, right, they figured out that markets always retrace to these certain areas, the same areas, right? They just kept seeing it and seeing it and seeing it. So finally, that's pretty much how Fibonacci came about, really, for the markets, right? That, like I said, I was explaining yesterday, the Fibonacci, you can use, something. I use this setting. That person could use that setting, but the one setting that you'll always see is the 50 and the 618, because that is what they call the golden zone. All right, and I went over it yesterday. If you missed it, you may want to go back and watch that recording. But I touched on the trends, and when it pulls back to the 50, what it means. When it pulls back to the 618, what it means. I can cover that real quick again if you'd like me to. But yeah, the significance of that penny is it's just the golden zone. It's just the golden reversal zone in the market. All right. Meaning 90% of the time when price pulls back to that area, it's going to respect it and continue its move. But remember, Penny, this only applies to a trending market. Always understand that. Don't try, if it's not in a trending market, don't even try the fib sauce. This is a trending market strategy. Inflation seems counterintuitive. Bullish dollar, increasing inflation, stagnant economy, CPI increasing. Yeah, but see, what you have to understand though is that's all fake news, guys. Right? Again, I'm gonna say it again. For those of us who are awake, know that that's fake. None of that shit's real, Forrest. None of it. None of it. Nothing. Right? And Corey will tell you the same shit. It's fake. But the markets are based off of that fake news. It's manipulation, guys, right? Not only are the markets manipulated by the banks, but because of this current world we're living in, right? This corruption, it's just all fake. And it's all about to change, right? Because I can't really, like I said, I'm not going to go too deep into it because this is a trading call, not an awakening call, but the world's going to be shocked. And I mean very soon. Like very soon, people's jaw are going to be on the floor and they're not going to have no clue, right? Where this came from, what it is. They're going to be like, what? And a lot of people, they're not even going to want to believe it, but it is what it is. And America's great again, right? It's the greatest time to be alive right now. It's the greatest time to be alive. People are like, what? The fucking pandemic? Is it? Again, it's the greatest time to be alive. All right. Okay, David, you absolutely, brother. Have a great one. Okay, cool, Penny. Gotta run. Hey, Forrest, no doubt. All right, so now With that being said, right, we know that if we come down, let me see here. Is it GU? Let me see. Is it GU? Yeah. So if you see right there.
What happened to the tower?
Oh. What are you trying to watch? Right here?
Yeah, I've been going to but it's not letting.
How come?
Because I don't know.
Something went wrong. Please try again. What? I don't know. You might have to try.
Look at my bill on my knee.
Yeah, I see that.
On my knee. I was outside. I did it at the hot tub wall.
The hot tub, yeah. Okay, so if you see here, we have a point in the market right here that is looking to be a strong structure, right? You got price coming down, respecting it as the floor, right? Goes back up, comes back down, respects it again, has the floor, right? We had a little run up, and then we broke, right? Through, come back up, and now it's respecting it. So, in that case, is it going to respect it and continue to the downside? Right? Let's take a look. All right, there we go. Carly. All right. 5618. Mark off the 786-886. Supply zone. And there we go. Now, if just because we have this structure here, all right, if price, which it looks like you can see it's trying, right? It's trying, but it's struggling. If we pull into here, right, I mean, obviously I'm gonna take it, but there is a chance that it could pull into here, come back, and then respect this structure and go up instead of retracing to here and then selling. But again, we're in a trending market, so that's the only thing that's I think that will allow us to continue to the downside. But do keep in mind this point in the area of structure in the market here. Okay, but I do like GU for the sell here. I'm just going to be patient, wait for the pullback. Right now, again, guys, I know I mark up on the higher time frames, but again, I don't like to be at the computer all day every day. So higher time frames is, you don't, when you're on the lower time frames, you basically have to just sit here and stare at it, and who has time for that? So, but you can use this same. I mean, it's the same way, just different time frame, but you can use it on any time frame, guys. Just make sure you understand the higher the time frame is the overall move. So if you are going to trade on the lower time frame and use this, just make sure you look at the higher time frame, like the hour or the 4 hour first, so you can see, the real move. Then drop lower, and obviously you're going to take whatever that move is, right? If it's buy on the higher time frame, then you'll only take buys. If it's selling on the higher time frame, then you'll only take sells. Right? Like, for example, look at the 4 hour, the higher time frame on GU. We're selling. Now look, go down to the 15-minute and look. It's buying, but we're not taking buys. I want the bigger move, right? We always want the bigger move. And the bigger move is going to be the overall move, right? Always remember, the bigger move will always be the overall, meaning whatever the trend is, right? The trend is your friend. So I like a GU pulling back for me, being patient. I'm going to set an alert. Matter of fact, I'm going to put an alert right here, right at the bottom of it. Right, the very bottom. Bang. All right. And that's it right there. See that orange line that just came up? That's my alert now. See? So for those of you who didn't know how, that's very, very easily. You can do it that way. Or like I said, you can do it the long way and click the alarm clock. Then you click the alarm clock again, and then it'll let you set it up. All right. So cool. So now my alarm is set. We'll wait. Or you could fly down. You could go down to that 15-minute, right? You can go down to 15-minute. Whoops. Whoop. But we're gonna wait. Right? We're gonna wait for the sell. Right? I'm still only gonna take what I see on the higher time, even though I'm on the lower time frame, right? Remember, my analysis, right? My analysis was done on the 4-hour. Right? Even though I'm on the 15-minute now, that's just for my entry. I always got to understand, when wherever you do your analysis, your markup at, right? In this case, it's the 4-hour. Even though that I may take my entry on the 15-minute, it's still a 4-hour trade, right? I'm still coming off the 4-hour. So, I'll always remember that as well, guys. Okay. And what I mean by that is, let's say, you marked up on the 4-hour, cool. You drop down to that 15-minute or that 5-minute to grab that sniper entry so you can tighten that stop loss up. That's basically what that's used for. You drop down lower so you can grab the entry, but also you use a tighter stop loss because you're on a lower time frame, and it allows you to increase the risk to reward. Now, say you do that, you marked up, you analyze on the 4-hour, you drop down to the 15 and you took your entry. That is still a 4-hour trade. And what I mean by that, I don't mean like, oh, in 4 hours I gotta get out of the trade. No, I'm just saying that trade, you're still taking that trade off of the 4-hour markup. So even though you looked at the 15 to take the entry, you're still on a 4-hour. So remember, each candle is going to be 4 hours worth of time. You see what I'm saying? So you're going to be in that trade longer versus if you marked up on the 15-minute and you drop to the 1-minute to take your, you see what I'm saying, guys? So always keep that in mind, because a lot of people get out of their trades too early, and then they'll get out, and next thing you know, the thing moves 100 pips in their direction and they're pissed because they missed it. They got out too early. They were looking at it as a 15-minute trade versus a 4-hour trade. Okay. So that's pretty key too. Again, are there any pairs that you guys are looking at? Is there any particular pair you want me to look at? Again, I don't really trade on, too much on Mondays. It's just, like I say, they're trap days, but I do still, mark up and practice and back test and things. Not saying I don't take trades. I don't take many on trap days. And I'll be honest, my favorite time to trade is at night, either the Sydney or the London. So GU, we'll be patient on that. Let me turn. That is blue there. Euro USD is blue. CAD JPY. Why did I have this blue? This may be blue from last week.
About that. And this one is red. Bully and stuffed animal. Why is stuffed animal?
You see, we're in a bullish flag. You see that? We came up and now it's creating the flag. You see that, guys?
And you eat it and you serve paper pizza. Yes. This one is blue, Yellowstone.
Yeah, it's going to create the flag and then it's going to, in my opinion,
A cupcake. We got cupcake here. And this one's pink.
it's going to create the flag and then boom,
Let's have a cupcake. Yeah.
back to the upside it's going to go. At least I think, right? That's what I'm looking at.
And this one.
Because look what's happening right now, guys, right? This flag is creating. Why? Why are we pulling down here? Who can tell me? What do you see over here? When you look left, what do you see?
And this
Right? What do you see when you look left? What's it doing? Yes. There you go, Heather. That's what I'm talking about. Imbalance. Good job. It's coming to fill in the imbalance, guys. So if we were to zoom in and take a look, right? You have imbalance right here. And we got very close, but it's going to come down into here, right? And then take off because it has to come. Remember, it's going to come to that 50%, right? At least when you're filling it, when the markets are filling in the imbalance, right, guys? You understand that you will always, I mean, this is like, you write this down. This will always happen. Now, I'm not saying it can't go farther than this, but they will always at least come to the 50% mark of the imbalance. And like I said, all you do is just run that fib from the top to the bottom of the imbalance and mark your 50%, right? And that's, like I said, where it will at least come to. Because remember, it has to come to at least the 50, or guess what? It does not fill in the imbalance. That's why we say that. When you're looking to fill in imbalance, the imbalance is not filled in if you do not at least come to that 50% mark of the imbalance. 9 out of 10 times, there's also an order block there, and price will come and mitigate. It's called mitigation. It'll come and mitigate, and then the banks make their move, right? Once the order block is mitigated, the banks will then make its move. Starting to make a little more sense, guys. And it takes time. Don't get discouraged and things, guys. It takes time for sure. But oh yeah, is there anybody else that's using the desktop version? Wow, I love it. Absolutely love it. It's amazing. I love it. All right. Me? Okay, Bob, you like it? It's nice, huh? I like it because look, you can have as many charts as you want, right? You hit this plus sign and it'll bring up another chart, right? If you're looking at, let's just say you're looking at 3 different pairs. Well, you could have all 3 of them open and you just go from chart to chart to chart. I like it. Whereas before you had to, you had to come over here and you had to click from pair to pair to pair. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. But yeah, so I like what they did with it. Definitely. Yeah. I don't know how to use it like you, but oh no, you'll learn. I plan on doing. I want to do a pretty like an in-depth tutorial, if you will, of TradingView. I want to show the ins, the outs, the nuggets, the hidden secrets. I want to show everything because TradingView, guys, is amazing. I mean, when you really know how to use TradingView, you'll be amazed on what it does for your trading. You know what I mean? It really does help. There's a lot of things that it does that some people didn't, you know, like, damn, I didn't even know you could do that on TradingView. And it's like, me neither, until I was shown. You know what I mean? All right, so that's CAD Jappy. Again, it's a slower moving pair, but we're getting close, right? But that's what I'm seeing here. The bullish flag is creating, right? So we'll keep an eye on her. Right. All right. Oops. This isn't supposed to be red. Active structure. There we go. All right. So let's go look at some of my favorite pairs here. All right.
Keep them in here.
So S&P 500, guys. I mean, as we can clearly see, right? You are in a trending market, uptrend for sure, right? Which is most of the time, that's what indices do. They are very bullish. Okay. Now, this is a beautiful example, guys. So here we go. Right? We ran the fib for our current situation, which is here, right? That's our current situation. Remember, this is a strategy for the trending market, right? Even though what happened prior to, you know, all this matters, when you're actually running, you know, the fib and looking for that next move, it doesn't matter. The only reason, the only time, you know, the only thing it matters for is to find out, are you in a trending market or not? And if you are, which way are you trending? Bullish or bearish? In this case, we realized we were trending bullish. Now, we erase the box, don't confuse you guys. So we're just looking at here. I ran my fib from low to high, right? And it gave us our buy zone, right? Which price broke through, right? As you can see, we pulled down. It struggled a little bit, then it dropped. But look what happened. Literally, I mean, it respected our demand zone perfectly, right? Remember what I always say. If it pushes through our golden zone, which is always going to be the blue and or red box, right? Your last line of defense, if you will, is going to be your supply and or demand zone. And if it breaks that as well, like for example, if this would have broke our demand zone right here, guys, what all that simply means is, first off, your trade is not valid, right? So we don't enter the trade. But this area, right? This area of buyers, right? Is your word buyers are hanging out at, right? Price came down and it showed you, yeah, buyers are strong. Get up out of here, right? And price pushed up. If price would have broke through here, okay, what that would then do would obviously eliminate your demand zone. Or it doesn't eliminate it. It just turns it from demand to supply, okay? All that would simply mean was the sellers overpowered the buyers. And now, instead of this being a buyer's zone, it would have turned into a seller's zone. Does that make sense, family? And it's vice versa if you're looking for the sell. If price pulls up and it goes through, obviously that seller zone would now turn into a buyer zone, meaning buyers are hanging out there, not sellers anymore, right? If that makes sense, drop me some sevens. Just want to make sure I'm not losing anybody. Right? So I make sure I'm not losing y'all. Get caught up on the chat here. Bob said me. I don't know. I'm watching you. Absolutely. Tutor would be great. That'd be awesome. The trading view. Yeah, no doubt. I can do that, guys. Absolutely, I will. Hell yeah, that would rock. Cool, cool. Yeah, you show stuff I have no idea. Hey, man, I'm glad I could help. Definitely, Bob. And you've been with me since the start, man. Bob's been with me from the gate, man. And we've come a long way, I tell you. All right. So if you see, oh man, what we did here, right, is even though we didn't hit no TPs yet, right, you guys still, for those who may have gotten in this one, right, you definitely secured profits. And if you didn't, question to you would be why didn't you, right? And what I mean by that is you should have took partials, right? Let's just say, for example, you have a 0.05 lot size, right? And price came up to here, and then you started seeing it to retrace again, and you're like, well, I still like it hitting I still like it going higher, but I'm gonna secure some profits. You don't close the whole position, you just take partials. And all I mean simply by that is you would go to open your MT4, you'd go to where you go when you close trade, you're gonna hit close trade, but you're gonna go and change the lot size. You don't want to close the whole 0.05, right? Let's just say you want to take half. Well, you'd close 0.025. And all it would do would be close half of the position for you. It would secure those profits, and they would go immediately into your account, and then it leaves the other half open, right? And when doing that, you also move your stop loss into profit. So the remainder of that position that you left open to possibly hit TP 1, 2, 3, whatever, you are in a risk-free position, meaning if you do get stopped out, you're still winning because you're going to be stopped out in profit. Hopefully I didn't lose anybody there, but that's what it means to take partials. Does that make sense, family? Cool. Hey, no doubt, Shauna. So that makes sense, right? Awesome. Now, I did have somebody on here ask me how to use MT4, but they're not on the call, I don't think. Or maybe they are. Give me a second. Are they? No, they're not. I believe everybody on this call knows how to use MT4, so I'm not going to go over that. I'll just message her back in her DMs and explain it to her. All right. So yeah, that's what it means, to take partials, guys, right? Or even you might hear somebody say, close half your position and let the other half run risk free, right? That's what they mean when they say that, right? Sometimes they'll tell you to take partials, or sometimes they'll say, hey, close half position and leave the other half running, and that's what they mean, close half, secure the profits, and you leave the other half running, but you move that stop loss into profit, so it makes it a risk-free trade, meaning you can't lose, right? The worst that could happen is it stops you out in profit, right? So it's a win-win, right? You can't lose when you do it that way. Kev, what is the tool on TradingView that shows risk to? Yep, right here, guys. So there's two of them. Depends on what you're taking, a buy or a sell. The buy, it's just called long position, right there. If you're taking a sell, it's called short position. Because remember, another name for a sell is a short. Another name for a buy is a long. So here's the short, right? Let's just say we were taking this sell. Boom. My TP is here, my stop loss is here, and bang. It gives you a risk to reward of a 1-to-1, right? Almost a 1-to-2. It tells you everything, right? And then vice versa for the buy. You want to buy long. Okay. I want my stop loss here, right? I want my TP up here, right? There we go. 1-to-5, right? That's how you do that, guys. And yes, definitely utilize it because it will help. Also, I want to give you this link for those of you who, have a hard time, figuring out what your lot size should be. Guys, use this tool. Please, whoops. This is amazing. Okay. Trust me, it is. Watch this. Just fill it in as it is. It's going to ask you, what pair are you trading? You'll put it in there. It's going to ask you what's your entry. You're going to put it in there. It's going to ask you what you want your stop loss, what your top, and then you hit, calculate, and it'll come up. It'll tell you the exact lot size you should use for your risk management. It's a beautiful, beautiful tool to use. And I actually have it saved right on my desktop. So it's just easy access. I just double click it and boom, brings it right up. And yeah, so definitely utilize that, guys. Save that, somewhere, put it somewhere special. But that's it's beautiful. It works great. All right. So S&P 500, guys, I'm waiting. Some of you may still be in and you're holding, and that's fine because, like I said, in my opinion, it is still bullish. All right, USD CAD. So if we have, oops, those got crushed. Damn. That markup was from like 2 weeks ago. Damn, it's been that long, really, since I've been on USD CAD. All right. So if you guys can see here, what happened here, right? I'm going to show you just by looking at the chart. You should be able to see this before I even draw anything. But we were in a downtrend, right? And then we broke structure to the upside, and we are now currently retesting the structure. Who sees it before I draw it? If you see it, drop me some 111s. We were in a downtrend. We broke structure to the upside, and we are currently retesting the structure, the break of structure. Who sees it? All right. I see you guys. Cool. Well, here it is. Here's the downtrend. Right? There's the beautiful downtrend. All right. Okay. We broke right here. We broke the trend, retested, and respected it. And then boom, we went to the upside. And then you had structure, break of structure. Right there. Why do I say that? Well, look. Why is this? Damn it. Come on. Here is the trend. I mean, here was your downtrend, right? You're coming down. Here was the break of trend right here. Then it came up, it retested. As you can see, it respected it. And then boom, continued to the upside. Then we created structure. Why? Well, look. Structure. Structure. Okay. And look right here. We broke structure. We're retesting it right now as we speak. If that stays to the upside, I'm taking an entry on USD CAD, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So I'm on the 4 hour. I bet you if I drop down to the lower time frame, I'll be able to see that it's probably already respected it, and I could probably take an entry already. But I just wanted to show you how, I saw that the second I, with my naked eye. You guys will start seeing things just like that. The more you do this, right? So without even running a fib or anything, I can clearly tell, what has happened. We were in a clear downtrend, right? We broke the trend. Price came back to retest it. It respected, and then boom, it took off, right? We came down, we broke, we respected, and we took off. We broke structure here, and we're now retesting that broken structure. If it respects, we're taking it to the upside. And if it respects, whoops, I would probably, I'd probably take it. back to the top. Right? I'd take it back to the top. Or at least that's where my ultimate TP would be, you know. The swing TP would be up here at the top, right? And why am I getting the top? Well, just look. We look left and look. Here we are. Remember. Well, why you would say, well, why is this not the top? That's a wick. I go by candle closures, right? So candle closure is going to be right.
You done, Daddy?
Almost, buddy. Almost.
So wrong.
I know, buddy, but Daddy has work to do, right? That's how we're able to come on vacation and buy your toys. And well, we can't go to the park anyhow until Grandma and Mommy get back. That's all. Okay. So let's go ahead and drop down to the lower time frame and see what we can find here. Let's see what we can find. So sorry, iNet STV. Wait, what? Okay, I'm not quite sure what that is. Maybe it was misspelled or something. What would the TP be with the fib on? So I didn't run the fib yet, but I mean, I can. I'm just, like I say, there are times where you don't need to run it because you can just see it. And as I pointed this out, you should be able to see that. But ouch, if you were to run the fib, I'm going to take it from this low to this high. All right. And look, we're right there at the 50 and the 618. It's got like a hair more to go, right? So there's that, right? If we draw it up, here's the 786, 886, demand zone. Now, let's pull out the fib extension. Bottom. Top, back to the bottom. Get it just right. Bang. TP1 is going to be TP2. And that's basically it right there. If I were to run the fib, that's the markup. Now, for this, for the swing, again, the ultimate, if you're the swing trader, meaning you hold for a days or a week at a time, you're looking to come all the way up here, right? But even this here, right? Let's just say you come in right here and we take off. TP1, guys, is 119 pips, right? For you to run it to TP3, that's a 213 pip move. So yeah, it's beautiful. That's a 4-hour time frame. Yeah. She ran and she couldn't get her pants off in time.
It's okay.
And I went to go in with her and she said, no, I'm doing on my own. That's what she did.
She said what?
She'd do it on her own. So she did. And she couldn't get her sweatpants down in time. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I got the
Mommy?
Shrimp cocktail. Okay.
Yeah, we got the things in the fridge. You want to put these in the fridge?
So when drawing the fib, extension, how do you decide where to put the third circle marker?
I think that goes in the
Wait, what?
No.
The third circle marker. I'm confused on that one. What do you mean by third circle marker on the bottom? When you're when you're running the, remember guys, when you run the extension again, it's in the two videos that I have. If you guys, you may need to watch it again, but I will show you. So you're running this extension. When you run your extension, you're running it the same way you run your fib, except for you have to bring it back to the bottom on that third time. So look, let's get my fib extension. I got it. Okay, so the bottom would be here. Click one time. That's what allows you to start it. You take it up, right, to the high. Click it again. Then you come back down to the low, and you click it a third time, and that's what puts it in place. That's all. Yeah, that's all.
Nope, that's it. That's all we got.
And then also, guys.
Is your tablet you charge?
Got that now, Shauna? Yeah, to the low. Yeah, where you started. It's just same. It's the same exact thing, Shauna, as the fib. Low to high. And the only way to put it in place is to bring it back down to the low. So you go low, high, low. For example, look, do it again. Low, high, low. When you bring it back to the lows, when your TPs appear. Huh, that's all. High, low, high. I mean, low, high, high. Low, high, high. Low, high, low, or high, low, high if you're in a cell. Yeah, that's all. No, there's not. Shauna, the low's the low. What do you mean? I'm confused. I think you're confused a little bit. So you're saying, but there are many places. No, there's not. There's only one place. There's only one low. I know what you're saying. It's one low. You're looking at all this. That's just because I have a dotted line, guys. That's just the different style of line. There's not multiple spots. There's only one low. I don't. It's just low, high, low, guy. You can come here. It's just you got to come to the low. You can't go nowhere else. I don't care if you go here. It's just low, high, low. That's all it is. I mean, don't make it harder than it needs to be, family. 1 second, buddy, please. Yeah, you can ask verbally, but I know what you're saying. I just answered you.
Can you hear me?
Yours is too loud, Mom.
Okay, you should be unmuted now. Go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me okay?
I can't hear you. Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
It's very low, but yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, is that better? There we go.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yes, I get what you're saying. I'm not trying to make it harder. When you bring it to that low point though, and you're drawing it down to that low point, you can put it anywhere right to left on that same horizontal line, and it changes the values that we get. So I just was wondering, how do you decide where to put it right to left on that horizontal line? Yeah. So
No, I
yes,
don't.
that's what I'm talking about. When you move right to left.
No, I'm not moving right to left. I'm moving up and down.
Right, but once you hit your down point,
It
right,
doesn't
where it
matter.
needs-
Look, I'll stay on the same low and go to the right, and those numbers don't change. You have to keep it on the low. It has
Okay,
nothing to do right. It has nothing to do right and left. Low, high, low. I mean, that's all I can say. Literally.
So
It's
those numbers,
high, low.
those numbers that change a little bit on the decimal points don't matter then when you're moving right to left?
If they're changing on the decimal point, you're not on the low. You see what I'm saying? So here's what I'm trying to say. When you first, okay, let me run it again. When you run the extension, see the bottom of this blue wick, that's my low there. I'm going to start right, make sure my line's on there. Okay, click it. Now I'm going up top. make sure I'm at that high, click it again. And then when you bring it down, you just have to make sure you meet that wick. That's all. The same spot, Carly, please. The same spot you clicked first. Boom, click it again. There you
Okay,
go.
that's what I was doing, but sometimes I was coming further out to the right and that number was changing a little bit. I didn't know if that mattered.
It's only changing if you're not at that low. So
Okay.
for example, let me show you. If I go a little lower than that low, like there, you see how those numbers change?
Mm-hmm.
Not only do the numbers change, but the lines change. You just got to make sure you have it lined with both clicks. So when you click it first to start it, then you click a second time to stop it at the top. And then when you bring it back down to that bottom to where it's going to give you your numbers, for your TPs, just make sure, I don't care if it's way over here on the right or way over here on the left, just make sure it meets with that low. And then you'll be
Got it.
You'll be
Okay.
fine. Cool.
Yeah, I just must have got off the parallel line a little bit. Thank you so much.
No doubt. No doubt. All right. So guys, so USD, I mean, we're almost there, right? USD CAD, like I said, if I drop down to this lower time frame, we may already have our entry. So let's take a look. Drop down to the half hour. Not quite, right? Not yet. Now, that's not saying that we may not even touch our blue box, right? This could take off from the pink, from the structure line. It very well could, right? Because that was where the structure was broken. Even though that our zone on the fib settings is like literally right below it, price does have a chance to not clear, not touch our zone and just respect off of the structure. And in that case, we would still take the trade, right? But that's when you have, like I said, when you have the break of structure, that's happens like right how this one's happened so close to where your golden zone is. There are times where it won't touch your golden zone and it will just respect the structure. So not quite yet is it ready, but if you keep your eye on this, I'd say within the next hour or two, we have an entry. So
It fell somewhere.
when
There's a spoon. There's your spoon, baby.
so on this, for example, I'm on the 15-minute, right? I would say I would probably on this situation here, even my markup is on the 4 hour. I'm going to take my entry off the 15-minute, right? Because I'm waiting for that sniper entry. I'm waiting for that. All right, you guys are going to have to go in the bedroom
All right,
because
let's just go.
you were quiet all
Let's
this time, Carly. Now
just go.
they're home and everybody wants to be loud.
Well, I find a chili cookie.
I
Business
know,
center.
buddy.
Come
I
on,
know.
Charlie. We'll find it, honey.
You.
You're fine. I just wanted you to just be a little more quieter, buddy. That's all.
No,
Okay.
I don't agree on that, Daddy.
All right.
I don't
Well,
agree on
that's fine. Daddy's still doing what he's doing. So, all right. So if I come back on the 4 hour,
I'm gonna go in here and look.
you can't see, right, what we see on the 15-minute. And that's another reason why we drop down as well. Because remember what I say, guys, different time frames, all it means is more data. So for example, when you're on the day chart, you have less data than anything. Well, you know what I'm saying. Weekly's less than the day, and the monthly's less than the weekly. So you come down to the 4 hour from the day, and now look, it gives you more data. Okay, let's go to the hour from the 4. Wow, even more data, right? And as far as you continue to go down to the 5-minute, now look at all that data now, right? It's the same chart. It's just showing you more data. So for example, let me show you what I mean. On the 4 hour, I'm going to put a vertical line right here. Oops, not that. Right here. Okay, blue vertical, right? Now let me drop down to this 15-minute and watch. Look, see, there's price action after the blue vertical. But on my 4 hour, there's nothing over here, right? To the right. All it is giving you more data. Did you guys see what I'm saying there? So that's kind of why a lot of people drop down to the lower time frame for the entry. They're still marking up on the high, the higher time frame, but their entry comes from the lower time frame because you're able to have more of a sniper entry, if you will, because you have more data that you don't see if you're just sitting on the higher time frame. Does that make sense? I mean, you're seeing the same data. You're just seeing it, instead of seeing one candle like we see on the 4-hour, that one candle is broken down into candles. So it gives you an easier, a better look.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's basically just so you can grab that sniper entry. What's up, Martha? How you doing? Did you still traveling? And then NZD. Okay, so here's another one. NZD USD. I've been looking at this one too, guys. I want to take an entry. I'm going to probably have an entry for you guys here shortly. If you look on the 4-hour here, this is the beginning of last week, maybe beginning of last week, I think, or maybe towards the middle. I saw this setup here. Okay, I saw this smart money setup. I saw the impulse. So I knew that the banks have to come back down here. They have to come back down to mitigate this order block, right? So we started down. I thought this one was going to come down, but it didn't. So we had a little retracement, and now it's starting back down to the downside again. I'm looking for price to come right into here. And when we come into here, that's when it's going to make its official move. Remember, this is all a fake out. This is all, this isn't the real move here. The real move is going to be the bullish move. Again, and that's where patience comes into play. So I'm just waiting for NU to come into my zone. UCHEF, we smashed a 1 to almost 2.5 last week on UCHEF. So we can erase that. And here we go again. Trending market. It was trending down, right? And here we go. What do we see here? What do we see right there with that line that I just put there? What do you guys see? Or what do you think that's there for? Just looking right here. Oh, I'm sure you are. There you go, Heather. Exactly. The break of structure, right? The break of structure. Yes, Bob. Yes. And then gave us it gave the retest. Indeed, it held. So that tells me that UCHEF should stay to the upside. And remember, we already looked at the DXY, right? We already know that overall the DXY is bullish, right? So anything that has the US dollar as the first currency should be bullish. So with knowing that and coming back to NU, my bad, UCHEF, here we go. USD is the first currency, right? So we should be bullish. Well, indeed it is. So in that case, I can take my fib. Actually, yeah, I can. I can take my fib from the low to the high, which is right here. Not over here on the blue. It's this high that started the retracement. So right here, I'd run it from here to here. I run it to that high, right? Not this, because why? We're in the middle of the move. So we don't know if this is the high or not. That bullishness can come all the way up, you know what I mean? But this is a high because it made its high and verified it wasn't going any higher on that move. So we'd run it from this low to this high, okay? You guys see that? So let's run it. grab our fib. We're gonna run it from low. Whoops,
Grandma.
that's too low.
If you were in
Low
Hawaii, you would get yelled at for putting
to high. Okay, as you guys can see, I ran it to the whoops
first on the floor,
right there. Now
on the table or counter, and it's
look what happened, guys. What did I tell you about yesterday on my live? Who knew? What did I tell you about when it retraces to the 382 and then continues? What do we know about that trend? When it retraces to the 382 and continues, what do we know about that trend? Hey, Bob, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, that's a strong trend, ladies and gentlemen. That's a strong trend. So that makes a lot of sense, right? Because why? It should be strong, right? We just started the uptrend, right? Literally, we were in this downtrend. We broke structure, right? We retested and took back off. So, of course, it should be strong. It's not like we're in the middle of we're at the tail end of, the trend is just starting and we're going to start heading to the upside. So that's another confirmation for you that, okay, cool, right? We're in this uptrend. It's a strong trend, right? Now, that is what I mean about the more you grasp this fib strategy and the more you run your fib and you start grasping it, that 382 retracement, you could have took the entry on that. You could have took the trade, right? Now, the more and more you do it, you'll start to see and you'll start to understand that you can take the trade on the 382, you can take it on the 50, you can take it on the 618, and you can also take it on the 71. And why do I say the 71? Because the 71 is the magic number for the banks. Just keep that in mind. For smart money concepts, the 71 makes a difference. Now, we haven't taught that yet, so just keep that in mind. And when we touch on that later in the week or next week, you'll understand what I meant by that. So, but in the meantime, when you're first learning it, right, you're only taking your trades from that golden zone or the 786 and 886 if it breaks your golden zone, right? But the more you do it, guys, and the more you'll be able to start utilizing that 382, the 50, and the 618. Okay. No doubt, Barbara. No doubt. You're very welcome. Tell us again how you set the fib on this. Kev, tell us again how you set. Yeah. Oh, you mean my settings? Yeah, I'll show you. Okay, thanks, Kev. Got to run. I'm still at work. Oh, shit. You've been at work this whole time. I didn't know that. Okay, cool. Hey, thanks for tuning in, Barbara. Enjoy the last day. Yeah, it's our last day. So, yep. We're going to take her to the park and head down, maybe even in the hot tub or whatnot, to the pools. Okay, so the fib, you're asking for the settings, right, Bob? Or are you asking me how I actually ran the fib? You're not asking me that, are you? That's what I've been going over this whole time. You should know. You got that part. You're asking about the settings, right? Here, let me give you the settings. Give me a second. Here you go. Whoops. No, that's not it either. Come on now. There it is. All right. Okay. Here we go. There's the settings. If you want to take a screenshot or write it down or whatnot. And if you want to color code it, like again, the colors do make a difference if you utilize it the way how I showed you guys. But again, you don't have to mimic the colors if you don't want to. Just know what each zone is. How I ran. Wait, really? Okay. I thought you meant Bob. It's low to high, brother. That's what we were going over this. So look, I'll take it off.
Kev,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yep.
What I was asking was when you ran that fib last time and you were looking, when you put the upper part of the fib on the top of this blue candle up here, I was just trying to determine where you were trying to set that fib on this to determine that we were in the strong zone, or the zone we consider that a strong trend, right? I was trying to see.
Yeah. No, I got you.
I was just trying to understand how you determined where you were setting your upper line. I see you set it on the low, but I was just trying to see where you were going with the upper line.
Yeah, no, I got you. So the reason I put it here on top of this here, let me do it this way so you can see it here. Let's do this. So the reason I did this, let me just make a little zoom here. Okay. So clearly you can see that this is the low, right? So we start from here. Now, this here looks to be the high, but remember why I didn't put it there is because that is that is actually in the middle of a move right now. You're in the middle of a bullish move.
Because we're on the 4 hour. Okay, got it.
I can't tell you if that's the high yet, right?
Yeah.
So we went to the most recent established high, which was right there.
Okay, got it. I understand.
Got me?
Yeah,
Cool.
sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, you're good. You're good. And then if
I
you
was just
see,
trying to understand that when you did it, I thought, why are you not going to the top?
yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
Okay,
Yep,
cool.
Yep.
All right, man.
That's it.
Thank
Cool.
you.
Yeah, no doubt. And then if you guys see that, now that I had that zoomed in a little better, you can see why I say that, how it respected that 382. And remember, I'll go through it one more time. The 382, if it comes back to the 382 and takes off, like you see this one do, right? That's considered you're in a strong trend. If it retraces to the 50, right, which is our golden zone, right? We always box up the 50 and the 618. So if it comes to the 50, takes off, that's a normal trend. Now, this part may not make sense because you're going to be like, wait a second, I thought it's our golden zone. But hear me out for a second. When it retraces to the 618, right, and then takes off, that's actually considered a weak trend. Now, that does not mean that trend's not going to continue to go for another 24 hours or whatever. It just means that you now know, mentally your trend is weaker, right? It's getting weaker. It does not mean that we can't take the trade. It's not as strong as the 50. It's not as strong as the 382. And then if you get a retracement all the way back, right? Remember how I told you, if it does break our 50 and 618 golden zone, right? Then it comes down here. Whoops. Damn laptop. Okay. Then it comes down here, right, to the 786 and 886, which we like to call our last line of defense, right? If it breaks that and retraces to the 1, which is the 100%, which means a full retracement, you now know that is your reversal signal. So if you ever, when you're in a trend and you run that fib and it pulls all the way back, you now know to start looking for reversals. Okay. It's a good sign. That doesn't mean, you enter the trade as a reversal right away. It's just, you got that mental state. I may want to start looking for, a reversal in trend. So that's kind of how, those certain retracements in the fib, how you define them, right? Now, the reason why I don't have you guys take, so for example, if I were to run the fib from here to here, right, back to where we just were, a lot of you are probably like, well, damn, why wouldn't you have called the trade for us to take, off the 382, right? You take that trade, you're currently sitting 65 pips. That's a beautiful trade. 65 pips in profit, right? The reason I don't is because at first, when you're first learning this strategy, you should only worry about that golden zone, right? Once you understand it, once you grasp it, then you yourself, you'll start doing it just on your own because you're gonna know, like, I got this, like, oh shit, okay, I got this. Then it'll make sense to you when to take the trade off the 382, right? So it's not like you can't, right? So if there is anybody out there that, is grasp this or you're doing well, feel free, guys, to start utilizing that 382. But I don't teach it in the beginning only because I want you guys to fully, grasp the fibs. But that is an area that you can take a trade from. but we just, don't in the beginning. And a lot of traders will tell you this as well. They'll say, 10 plus years experience, they won't touch the 382, even though they know it's considered a strong trend. They just, they have that discipline of, I only take the trade if it comes to my golden zone. A lot of traders, are, I like that as well. So again, it's going to be a personal preference thing, but once you, fully grasp it and learn it, you guys you'll start, it'll start clicking, light bulbs will go off. You'll start like, oh shit, no. Okay. I see why Kev said that. Oh shoot. I see. And it'll start, it'll start clicking. But first, for the most part, I just want, just focus on that golden zone because it's a very powerful zone, as you can see, right? In our Telegram, I mean, over the last few weeks, man, this strategy has just, wow, right? Wow. So that's basically it. And look, see, Bob, it's already gone higher. You see that? It went higher than where we just were. So that's what I mean when I was saying about when we're in a middle of a move, we don't know if it's, is that the high or is it going to go higher? Or if like vice versa, if we were in a sell, let's just say this was selling. I can't run it to here. I don't know if is that the bottom, right? So that's why I always say, go to the most recent established high and low, which would have been right here to here, not here because this one's in the, it's currently still moving. All right. So we have a good markup on GU. Currently I got my alert set, right? We're just waiting. I'd love for it to come in our zone here. EU, same thing. That one's still heading down though, so it may not come back, but we'll see. There were two other, UCHEF. Let me turn this blue. There's UCHEF. And then there was another one I wanted to give you guys.
We're going to take her to the park. We'll come back and get you in what, about an hour?
Let me see something real quick.
Is that good?
What?
We're going to take her to the
Okay,
park.
well,
All
right.
And we'll come back and get you in an hour. Will you be ready?
Yeah, I should be, yeah. All right.
Yeah, we'll come back and get him in an hour.
Almost, man, see this NU, it's got me, I'm almost thinking that the banks may not be ready to mitigate this order block. And the more I look at this, is the more I'm thinking that this may do something like this. So let's start here. Okay. Whoops. Let's turn this on. So we saw price do this, then we came down here, right? Then we pulled up to here, and now we can see it starting to come back down, right? You see it starting, but I don't think it's going to create a lower low, in my opinion. It's going to like come maybe to here and then shoot up. I don't know. And the more I look at this, I don't think they're ready to mitigate this yet. Or I could be wrong, and it may come down, create the lower low right here to mitigate, and then take off, right? And then take off. But I'll keep my eye on that one as well. And damn it, I forget who it was. Somebody had asked me about KuCoin. Is it easier to use KuCoin on the phone or the computer? Guys, I'll be honest, the phone is just the cakewalk. It's so easy. Like, I love it. It's just like MT4 almost. MT4 is like you struggle using it on the computer, but the phone's like a cakewalk. It's just like KuCoin. You can do it both ways, but it is much, much easier on the phone. Yep. See, Martha, no, yep, exactly, Martha. Exactly. Yeah, it works. It's just like MT4. Works better on the phone. And in my opinion, KuCoin is actually easier than MT4. Some people may not agree, but all right. I'm gonna look at something real quick. All right. So GBP CAD, we've been in a downtrend. Now, if I come up here to the day chart, you guys see something here? Where price is currently at. What do you guys see? But before I'm not going to do nothing. I'm just going to have you look at this right here. What can we see? Man, I'm like upset that we're leaving. I don't want to go home, guys. It's so nice here, and I'm going back to this cold, nasty shit. Oh well, we'll be back for good here in a few months. Let's see here. What do we got here? Okay, we got a few answers here. So no, I agree, Bob. I agree with you, no doubt. Okay, Jay says Head and Shoulder. Let me see. Yeah, there is a Head and Shoulder in there. Yes, there is. That wasn't what I was looking for, but yes, there is. There's definitely a Head and Shoulder in there. Shauna says broken structure to the downside. Okay. Bob says consolidation. Absolutely. Martha says terrible. Oh, did I have to leave? Yeah, I know. It's just like, it's so crazy how time just flies. Like, it's nuts. You know what I mean? Like, I just got here. Like, that's what it feels like. You know what I mean? We've been here 2 weeks already. Well, almost 2 weeks. So, yeah, it's just, when you're having fun, guys, what do they say? Time flies when you're having fun. So here we go. Here's what I want to show you. The answer I was looking for is, well, you kind of all are right. You all are right. There's consolidation. There was a Head and Shoulders. There was a small break of structure. So, yeah, you guys were all right. But here's what I'm looking for. I wanted you to see this right there. And what do you see with that? When I draw that, what do we see? What's that tell you when I draw that box there? Right? When I draw that rectangle box, that is telling you what? That's telling you that you have what in the market? Hey, look at Sarah. Hey. It's showing you that price is continuously hitting the floor and bouncing off, right? Another word for support is floor. Now check this out. Right? Okay. Come down. Boom, we bounce out. We come in, boom, we bounced out. We come in, boom, we bounced out. In, bounced out. In, bounced. I mean, literally, we just kept on doing it. Boom, boom. Come up. We did break here. But look what happened. We come right back up and started respecting it again. So this move right here could have been the fake out. That was the banks getting you to think they were selling. And then everybody entered sales. And what happened? They stopped you out and took your money. And they went whoop, right back up to the up here. Right. So with seeing that, yes, GCAD is in a downtrend, if you will, but it's more so consolidation when you look at the day chart. But what I'm seeing here is I want to see price turn around, upside. It's hitting this floor that has been the floor for so long, right? I mean, look at this. This has been the floor for a very long time. At some point, you got to break that. You're going to have to either go respect it and go to the upside, or you're going to break through it and continue to the downside. I think it's going to respect it and go to the upside. But again, this is another one we're keeping our eye on. We're going to wait for it to move. I need to see a little more price action before I can, get a pinpoint on what's really going on. But if we were to do this, let's just take it from this one. Look what happened. 5618 tapped it and sold off, right? Same low. It created equal lows down here, right? We pulled up. Now to the 382. So that's telling me that this downtrend is strong, right? Now, again, guys, Fibonacci is not 100%, right? I always tell you, it's about 90%, right? That's a good rate though, right? So I'm going to look at that as it's telling me that downtrend's pretty strong. So we're going to, like I said, I'm not going to get antsy or, get trigger happy and just jump in, but GCAD is another one. Let me turn it blue. Is another one that I will keep my eyes on. But if I see these, look, put it this way, guys. If it breaks these equal lows, right? Let's come back up here. Let me show you something. If it breaks the equal lows, right, which are these two right here, go lower, right, below this and look left. There's nothing, literally, there's nothing that's going to stop it until where? Until here, right? Slide it all the way over. This is the next point in the market where price struggled. This is the next point of structure in the market if it breaks these equal lows. Okay, so we'll see what it does. If it doesn't break those equal lows, we're going up top, guys. We're going to the upside. Okay, if it doesn't break the equal lows. So we'll see. GCAD on my radar. All right. A lot of people like trading AUD USD. In my opinion, it's a slower pair, but sometimes we do trade it. And this one here was just crazy. I could have gave you guys TP6 and 7. It would have smacked both of those too. But we stopped at TP5. This was beautiful. We ended last week pretty much on this note. Now, some move of drawings. And clearly, take the fib. We're in a seller's market, so we're going to take it from the high to the low, and it looks to be. It may be there. It looks to be in that our golden zone. Yeah. Oh man, what do we have here? Sheesh. Got him. 50, 618. Supply zone. Right. Perfect. Now it's already started, but I mean, not saying you can't get in this trade because you could still get in. I am on the 4-hour chart. There's only been one candle pretty much. Just, it's on its second. So it's been like, I don't know, 6.5 hours, but on the 4-hour chart, that ain't shit. Now you drop down to the hour. Let's drop down to the hour chart. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, see? Yeah. I'm like, see, I love you. I'm liking this, actually, guys. I'm liking it a lot. So, AUD USD. I may pull the trigger on my, give me a second here. So TP2 would be 100 pips. TP1 is 65 pips. And I'm going to hold off there just to see before I start adding more TPs. We'll just keep that there. But I like this, guys. I like it a lot. So give me a second. Let me throw this. And give it to you guys if you want it. There's the chart right there. There's that link. But I like this one. You guys, anybody agree with this markup? You guys like it? I love it. I love it. As you can see, look what happened, guys. We were in a bullish market, right? Remember, this is an hour chart, but still, it's a higher time frame. Not quite the 4 hour, but it's the 1 hour. We were in a bullish trend for quite a while. We got to the top, right? We made this top right here, right? And it started down. Now we are in a seller's market, right? A trending market. Remember, the fib sauce only works in a trending market. So, yeah, I love it. So if you guys want it, there it is. There's the chart. Remember, use proper risk management. Now, another tip, guys, when you're ready to take, so here, I want to show you this. There's not much. They said they're coming back in an hour to pick me up. So I'll give you guys another, I don't know, give you about 15 minutes, and then I'll let you guys go. And then I'm going to have to get ready. But you have, we have, when you're in a trending market, right? Okay. And you run the FIB and you get a markup and you really like the markup, right? You get like right now, we're sitting here on the hour chart. We're looking at a beautiful markup. Now you absolutely have the, it's up to you. You have the option to run that FIB. Run the FIB to enter the trade just like you are, right? Take it off the 1 hour chart and leave it as is. And in this case, for you to take that trade, your stop loss would have to go. Let's just say you entered right now. Here, let me just do this. Short position, bang. That's your entry. TP would be down here, right? Take it for 107 pips, right? That's 107 pips. That's a risk to reward of a 1 to 2 right now, but that's not our stop loss. Our stop loss would be right above, a little bit above that high there, because if it's going to sell off in our favor, it's not going to break this high. So your stop loss could go right above that. You guys see what I'm saying there? You guys see what I'm saying there? Now, staying on the 1 hour time frame, right? By doing that, and that just took a 1 to 1. I just had I was a 1 to 1. Now, just by using proper risk management and things like you're supposed to, it just took it to a 1 to 3, almost 1 to 4. Now, if you drop down even lower to say the 15-minute or the 5-minute, your stop loss is going to get even tighter, right? So that's what I mean when I say about when you get the setup, a lot of traders will drop down to that lower time frame to take the entry, and that is why. So you can have a tighter stop loss, which in turn will make you have a bigger risk, a bigger reward to a lesser risk. Hopefully that makes sense. But that's what I mean when I say, drop to that lower time frame to take that sniper entry. That's what I mean. Like, perfect example. Hopefully that made sense. But yeah, So, you know, up to you. Like I said, every trader is different. Everybody will have their own way of how they enter trades, right? But we all use the same information, you know, the same basics and a lot of the same strategies. It's just how you enter your trades is going to be up to you. Whether you just stay right here on the 1 hour or whether you drop down to the 15 or the 5 or the 30 minute, you know, that'll all be up to you. But I do like this setup. And I'm actually going to take it. MT4. What does that give me? A 30 pip stop loss? Yeah, that's normal, right? I like to, I mean, I like to get tighter than that. I mean, I like to go, you know, 15 pips or less for real. But I'll take it. We'll take it. Yeah, because if we're not going to clear that high. If we're selling, we're not going to clear that. Well, let me see something here. If I were to, what is this? AUD USD. AUD USD. And you know what? Here, let me show you how to use. I'll show you how to use this tool here. Okay, so first you would put your account balance in. So let's just say, I don't know, let's just say you had $500, right? So you put $500. You put $500. What the hell? Oh, I don't have my note. Okay, here we go. $500. Account leverage, most people it's 500. So you just keep that the way it is. And then what do you want to risk? It's, remember, we don't risk nothing more than 3 and nothing less than 1. Let's just say you want to risk 2%. So you risk 2% of your account, and it's telling you that your risk amount is going to be $10. You go asset class, Forex, then come over here and you select AUD USD. Boom. Now your entry price, so this is where you're going to have to go back to here, right? Our entry is 0.73441, right? 0.73441. This is going to be a short for a sell. Stop loss is what? 0.73747. 0.73747. 0.73747. And then your take profit is going to be what? 0.72370. 0.723. 0.72. Oops. 370. 370. Now everything's there. Scroll down, hit calculate. And bang. There you go. So for a $500 account, for this trade with those parameters, you're going to be using a 0.03 lot size. You're going to be risking $10 to win $34. Proper risk management, ladies and gentlemen. Right? And that's how you use that tool I gave you guys. It's very, very helpful, very useful. And again, it works very well. So hopefully that helped a little bit. Right? Let's go back to TradingView. So that's how you use the Nash markets. Now let me plug mine in here. Lot size 1.0. Zero point seven. Zero point 73747 for the stop loss. All right. Got it in there. AUD/USD. We're in there like swimwear. All right. Turn this one green because I'm in the trade. All right. Also, guys, you're for those of you who like your GBP pairs, right? So the GBP, they move the best during the London. All right. So I'm not saying that they don't move during the day or but they definitely move the most during the London, which is 3 a.m. Eastern, and it ends at 12 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, that's a lot of people like trading to London, including me. I've changed my sleep schedule. I mean, literally, so I could be up at between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. to trade to London. But the more, for those of you that are newer, you don't really have your favorite session yet because you're not there yet. But, the more you grasp this and start trading on your own, you'll start to see that you only like trading the New York, or you don't like that, but you like trading the Sydney, or, everybody's different and everybody obviously lives in different areas and things like that. So, all right. AUD/USD. Wow, almost in profit already. That was a nice little one, nice little gem we found there. AUD/USD. Like I say, almost all of the AUD pairs are slower moving pairs. So, in my opinion, I like to stay. I want pairs that move, man. I want to, I like to get in, and within a few hours, I made my money, and I'm either hitting TP or I'm getting out of the trade. You know what I'm saying? I like swing trading, but the ones that where you wait and you hold for a week, like, I don't mind them, but I'd rather be able to make my money same day. So intraday, as well as a swing trader, I'm also intraday, meaning you get in and you get out the same day. Whether I get in at 10 a.m. and I get out at 10 p.m. You see what I mean? I mean, I'll hold if I have to, but I'd rather only have to hold for one day versus 5 days. All right. Look at this actor. I hope you guys know who the actor is, right? For Joe Biden, it's Jim Carrey. He's speaking right now. Breaking news: the Biden is about to sign the infrastructure bill. Oh God, your fucker's dead. He's dead. Yeah, Jim Carrey, but he's a good actor, I'll tell you. All right. It's funny. Every time you see Biden on TV, now that I told you guys that he is dead and that you're watching a clone, right? Pay attention. Every single time you see him on TV, he's going to look different. He'll either have the wrinkles on his forehead or he doesn't. His ears will be pinned back or they won't. Or you'll see where one ear's pinned and guys, start noticing shit. You're going to be like, wow, I'm seeing it now. But yeah, it's crazy. But again, it's the movie playing out, guys. They have to, it's just, get your popcorn. All right. Something else I wanted to show you. Was it GCAT? No, we already looked at GCAT. Which one was it? EN, maybe? Is it EN? No, EN's just been playing though. Inside this zone here. If you see here, we've been consolidating in the zone right here. If you see this right here, this looks like to be a fake out, right? The banks did. They came and broke. They broke the structure. They broke the equal lows. to get all of the retail traders to do what? To enter these shorts. TP way down here, stop loss is right here, right above the structure, and boom, look what happened. What happened? Oh yeah, they came into profit a little bit, right? They're all happy. Oh yeah, I'm in profit already. Yes, look, we're in profit. Whoop, stopped out. Right? That's the banks, guys. That's it. And that's why retail traders, people who don't learn smart money, well, unfortunately, they have a hard time in the markets, you know. But that looks to be what that was. So EN is another one, guys. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Literally, it's just been, man, EN is about to blow. But when it does, man, is it going to be a beautiful trade. But as you guys can see, we had the descending channel, right? We had a descending channel. Got to the bottom of the channel. What do we know about descending channels? When we get to the bottom of the channel, or when you're at the end, the channel, what do we know about descending? They always have a what? A bullish breakout. When you have an ascending channel, right? Channel that's going up, obviously, what do we know about those? They always end with what? A bearish impulse move. So we've yet to have that bullish move. Right? We're here. We came to the bottom and now we're just pinging and ponging and pinging and ponging and pinging and ponging and pinging and ponging. But yeah, so we're being patient and we're waiting on EN. There you go. There's a better for you. The 4 hour. Right. So we'll be patient on that one. We will be patient. We will be patient. All right. So big shout out to those 10 of you who stayed to the end, man. You guys, shout out to you guys. We're almost done here, but we've been live for over an hour. Where's it tell me how long we've been live at? Can I see that somewhere? But yeah, so guys got to understand, man, this is so great. Look at that. Oh God, well, you can just tell it's Jim Carrey. Certain thing when you know it's him. Look, I don't know if you guys are watching this, but right there, that's Jim Carrey. Right there, he just did a Jim Carrey. There's certain things, you know what I mean? Like when you've grown up and you've watched these actors all your life, and then you know, right? You can pick shit out. Like I don't know if you guys are watching that, but he just pulled a Jim Carrey, literally the facial, everything about it. Yeah, I mean, come on, guys. And that's the thing. People need to open their eyes, man. I'm watching the business. I only watched Bloomberg, the markets. So I don't know if you have that channel or not, but Bloomberg Business. Well, shit, I can't flip my camera. I was gonna say I'll flip my camera around for you, but I'm on my laptop. I can't do that. But it's just the channel that has the US 30, the S&P 500, the NAS 100, all your forex information that scrolls across the bottom. That channel. I have Chemo IPTV, has it all. Okay, cool. There you go. Yeah, I'm watching it. But yeah. Look, another Jim Carrey. There it is. But people are so blind, they don't get it. They tell you you're nuts when you tell them that that's a clone. People tell you you're full of shit. He's not dead. I just saw him on TV. Yeah, hate to say it. Those people are going to struggle, right? Unfortunately, I pray for them though. I really do. And I always know who the Biden supporters are though, because the second I start talking about it, they're gone. They're gone. They leave. Oh shit! But it's just true, guys. True facts. Do your research, man. It's all coming out. So the folks that tell me I'm nuts and I'm this and I'm a conspiracy theorist, listen, man, have at it. You guys are the one. I'll have the last laugh, right? But yeah, that's what I mean. We all know who they are, right? We all know exactly. That's how you can tell whether someone is hip to what's going on in this world, or whether or not they're awake or not, and or whether or not they're a Biden supporter or not. And if you're a Biden supporter, you must be about child pedophilia, and that's sick. That's just sick. So Yeah. Sorry, guys, but you don't want to get me started on this shit because I'll let loose, man. We might as well stop the recording before we get into this.